computer. Hey everyone, good evening and welcome. Maybe some of you it's good afternoon or good morning, depending on when you're watching the video. It's Marty and Cheryl live from Panama City Beach, our beachfront property here on Beach Drive, and we are so excited to be able to have our special guest and great friend, Debi Worrell, who's joining us, and I guess Roy's going to be checking in as
That's
well.
right. We got that handsome husband around there
There he
somewhere.
is.
There he is.
All right. So we want to thank them for taking time out of their busy schedule. What a rock star couple, someone that we've gotten to know over the years and have watched their growth. And tonight we're going to be talking about finishing strong. And that's one of the big things that we want to talk about. It's not how you start, it's how you finish that matters. And so the action steps to get there are very, very important, and we're going to cover some great stuff. So plan on taking some notes. You can always pause or rewind at any time if you're watching this recorded version. So with that, if you're ready, let's go ahead and go on to the first slide.
Let's do it.
All right.
There we go. Now here's a couple of pictures. That first picture on the left is Roy and Debbie and Marty and I on a cruise ship. We've been on several of these VIP elite trips. The first time we ever met, I think, was at a vineyard.
Yes.
It could be one of Roger's vineyards or Marriott as well, or we don't know where. But all we know that wine was involved, and it was like a cave that we had dinner in, and I had a wardrobe malfunction. And Debbie saved me. So we've been fast friends ever since. Thank you, Debbie. We won't go into details. But on this particular picture, we're on a cruise ship. I think it was in the Bahamas. And we all just got together because we enjoy each other's company. And then over on the right is Debbie opening yet another VIP elite gift. And she got the Yeti, you guys. This is like an $900 Yeti, plus everything else. Debbie, tell us about what you earned on your last quarter.
Okay, it was this fabulous Yeti. And it also had, I did the first quarter, the second quarter, and it was the Yeti tote bag as well. But it was kind of a little bit funny because I worked really hard to get that, but I actually don't always want to earn these prizes. I'm earning these points for all the different trips that are coming up, the Dominican Republic. But this came in such a big box, I had to roll it in the house. It was too heavy to pick up. Rolled it in and opened it up, and it was like Christmas. When you earn these different gifts that you work hard for, it is like Christmas. Shackley's putting out a lot of money. I think we were just talking a while ago, there's a Yeti, maybe it's an $850 Yeti.
Yeah,
my
right.
gosh.
So it's amazing.
Really nice.
It's gorgeous. And your team up was the #1 team up. Whoa, I mean, that is a huge award. And I know you earned a bunch of stuff for that, plus a trip to Sundance. I mean, these are places we couldn't even book if we wanted to, I think. And then I think you got an Apple Watch too. You must have a whole room in your house for all your trophies.
Well, I'm getting a lot, I can tell you,
Well, we're really honored to have you and Roy on tonight. I know that you've been with Shackley 30 years. You've been married to Roy for 12 of those. And I know you guys love traveling. Debbie loves photography. And I know that you love sharing the gift of health and wealth and helping people have better lives and healthier lives, stronger brains. You have made such a huge difference in so many lives. And did you know that before Shackley, she was a model? Hello.
I couldn't believe that.
She owned a modeling company and she had her own ladies' clothing line.
Yay.
She's got it going on.
Very impressive.
And your biggest goal with Shackley was being a stay-at-home mom to your gorgeous daughter, Belinda. And now she's a grandma, 3 grandkids, and is living a whole new chapter of life with a platform for women over 50. We're just getting started, aren't we, Debbie?
Yes, we are. Now I say women for 50, but anybody that thinks they're getting too old to achieve their goals, man, woman, whoever, just keep going.
Tell us a little bit about your trip to New Orleans to feed the children. I know you were one of only 20 people in the whole world invited on that trip. Talk to us.
Well, that was a trip of the heart. It's a trip that, like no other trip that I've earned, it was so emotional. we were privileged to be able to bag up different fooding at New Orleans Mission, feed the hungry. We put all this food in shopping carts, and we all walked down under the bridges, and we were, giving the homeless people bags of food, giving them hope, giving them prayers, and talk about heart touching. I never knew I could do anything like that, but
Wow.
because of Shackley made it possible.
Wow. And how often do you get to rub shoulders with a billionaire hauling boxes to feed the children?
Well, that's true. You would never know, he was a billionaire because he is such a kind-spirited, down-to-earth human being.
Yep. Yep. We love Roger Barnett. And here you are again in New Orleans. That's those shopping carts you were talking about, hauling
Yes,
all that food to everybody.
yes.
And Debbie, you still look like a model in there. And I love this picture of you and Hap and Barb for your teen. Look at those purses they won. I'm so jealous. Um, Debbie, talk to us a little bit about how you talk to people. Who's the last person you shared Shackley with?
Well, the last person, it was a lady that I actually have known for maybe 15, 17 years ago from shopping at a store. I
Wow.
would go to the store, clothing store, shop, but it's all about building those relationships, treating everybody really nice, sparking those conversations where they really want to get to know you. So I have a whole list of people like that, but I ran into her at another clothing store recently, and we were glad to see each other. We exchanged numbers, and in Shackley, you become a private detective listener. You listen for people's needs, you listen to what they are telling you that they're needing. Well, she was in a lot of pain. She was going
Oh,
to so many different doctors. She couldn't even button a button with her hand. Her fingers were so swollen that she had to quit wearing all of her rings. She had to get one ring size bigger to be able to wear it.
wow.
Her feet were all swollen, and so she didn't know what to be doing. She was crying. And so you listen for the problem. Well, we have the solution. So I did a one-on-one consultation with her just over the phone. And, I told her what products I would recommend and told her that Shackley has a 30-day guarantee. If you don't feel better in 30 days, you'll get your money back, because she spent $500 on the first
Yeah.
order, and, she had a lot of ailments. But after she got her order, not everything's like this all the time, but after 4 days, she had such a huge testimony. Her
Wow.
fingers were not really hurting. She could sleep, and she can button buttons on the clothing. She can squeeze her hand together. She's not in that excruciating pain.
Wow.
She's wearing her old rings now. She's so
Wow.
grateful. So she started off as a member, but then she said, I could sell this. I believe in this product. So she is, having me come over frequently. She's sponsoring people. Everybody, all of her friends knew how she was before. But
Wow.
Shakti we have the best products, and they made a humongous difference in her life, and she can't quit sharing.
Wow. I
What a
love it.
blessing.
Oh, I love that. Let's take a peek at a couple of the prizes that are up for grabs here. We're in the final quarter. It's a final countdown. Isn't there a song like that?
Yes.
And if you're a tier one, you're going to earn at least 40 VIP elite points. We're not going to go into all the details tonight, but tier two is 80. And for one, you get the NutriBullet Flip. For two, you get the Vitamix E310 blender. And this is just a little information on how you get those points. It's 10 points for Star Club bonus, and that's when you have 3 people in 1 month. And then 5 points per ambassador. Important note on the ambassador is that they have to have a qualifying order of at least $100.
Right.
And then the retention points. These ambassadors, there are people who are coming in, like this new gal Debbie just sponsored, probably bought $500, didn't she, Debbie?
She did.
Because you've been talking to her for so long. Not everybody does that, but you just got yourself 15 more points, girl.
Well, that's true. That's true.
And then
And
the monthly PTV growth, you get 10 points every month for that. So there are a lot of different ways to earn it. And again, we're not going to get into the details, but I know for Marty, portable blenders are vital.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. We love taking our smoothies and we take them everywhere we go. So this small one is small but very mighty, and it gives you the opportunity to travel and enjoy the breakfast of champions, as we always discuss. And it doesn't matter whether we're staying at a five-star, resort, on a cruise ship, or maybe down here in our place in Florida. We're always starting our day with a healthy life shake.
Yep.
And if we don't, it doesn't.
We can't move.
That's
I
right.
can't move.
Yeah, the day is just not the same. So we found that, if you wanted to snack on maybe some fruit or a pastry at one of these fancy places, we'll have that a little bit later in the morning, but we always start off every day with our shake.
Like when we were at the Waldorf on Maui, what was the name of that hotel? It's owned
The
by
Grand
Waldorf.
Wailea Resort.
The Grand Wailea. I think you guys were there too, Debbie. And it was one of the first trips after COVID. But Marty and I was in the lobby with a big suitcase after we were all checked in and everything, waiting for Instacart to bring me an order of all the things I use in our shakes. A couple of people came by and said, "Oh, did you just get here?" I said, "No, I'm waiting for a grocery order." "But you don't need to buy groceries there." I said, "No, Marty and I make our own shakes." And they go, "Oh, but they give you shakes." I know. They give you little tiny shakes with just protein and stuff in them, where we have shakes with when we have yogurt and frozen fruits and all kinds of healthy things, the greens, the physique. Yeah, we have a breakfast of champion. And so people were surprised that we would do that, but we're not going to
we don't
downgrade.
do a little tiny shake either. We do
giant shakes. And these are, of course, from Shackley too.
28 to 32 ounces. So.
Yeah, this is like a Yeti.
Yeah, absolutely.
Little teeny tiny Yeti, not the great big giant one Debbie earned. But it has made a huge difference for us. And this Vita E blender, we have one of these at home, and I couldn't believe how many things you could do with this. This is huge. This is for the people who earn this, they're going to love it. It's going to do so much work for them. And Debbie, I know that you are a product of the product, that you love these products. And can you pick out like maybe 3 or 4 that are your very favorites and talk to us about some of these bullet points?
Okay, well, first of all, about the favorite products, I always would say number 1, Life Shake. If I'm picking a number 2, it's going to be the Vitally Gold.
Okay.
And number 3 is the Vivic. So I'm looking at all nutrition products because the protein, the Vitally, now that is a basic foundation to start your health nutrition plan.
Yep. So, elixir of life right there. That's why you look so young.
Well, age is just a number in Shackley, right? And just why you look so good, Cheryl and Marty.
We're not doing bad. Deb, can I say your age?
Sure.
We're 2 girls in their 70s, and we are
just
loving life.
Fun.
Yeah, we're loving life. And I have to tell you, I didn't know the 70s would be this much fun. But talk to us about how, when you do talk, like when you ran into the gal at the mall, what did you say to her? Just that you remembered she had health challenges, or did she just bring them up?
Well, no, you're that detective listener. And so we were chit-chatting a little bit in the store that she was working in. And then she was, she started saying, "Oh my gosh, my hands hurt so bad. I cry myself to sleep every night. And it's just terrible." So I listened to her problem. But see, I know a lot of people organically, from out and about, keeping in contact. And if I'm not in contact with them after a long time, that I want to make a really good, caring impression with them where they always feel so special. And that's what happened. So I listened to the problem and I said, I have a solution for you. I have some products I'm quite certain that will really help you. Then she's trusting me. And that's how it started,
And you had always had that community. You built that community. So you had that relationship. And you went in there and you did it anyway. I love that. And of course, you're always excited. Debbie and Roy are some of the most fun people in the business. That's why we like hanging out with you guys. It's always fun. And the fact that you follow through everywhere you go. On this woman that you've known her 15 years and you've sponsored her now. Marty's the king of follow through. You're the queen of follow through.
Oh, well, thank you.
And look at this picture of you and Roy. You guys look like models. Hello. Rodeo Drive.
Very,
Oh my
very,
gosh, we
Here he
never owned.
comes.
very fancy.
Let's let the boys have a little chat for a while.
Okay,
Well,
Roy, I'm gonna have you sit down over
so
here.
Roy has been all over the world as a pilot and has been to some amazing destinations. But Roy, I want to talk a little bit about these quarterly incentives, some of the trips that you've been on, the annual VIP trips too. So Roy, talk us a little bit about how the Shackley trips are different than pretty much any other trips that you've taken in your lifetime.
Well, I've been a pilot now 48 years.
Wow.
I flew for a Fortune 500 company for over 10 years, flying around in Lear jets and Falcon 20s and Gulfstreams, uh, flying the executives to exotic places. But the flight crew never stayed there. And 31
Right.
years, 31 years with American Airlines, uh,
Wow.
never have stayed at anything came close to what the Shackley trips. The cruise, I had told Debbie I didn't want to go on a cruise, but once I went on it, I keep asking her when we're going on another another cruise. Uh, you know, to Scottsdale, to the Biltmore, to
Right.
Los Cabos, Puerto Vallarta, Napa Valley. Um, and
Oh,
she's
what about Los
already,
Cabos at
yeah,
Roger's house?
yeah, Los Cabos at Roger's
Right.
house.
And that
And
moat he had in that house, we couldn't get over that. It separated the bedrooms
I
from the
know.
mansion.
So this has been all like a 5-star places to stay at. So I'm sad to say I've never really taken Debbie on any vacations because I spent
Yeah,
so much time
yeah.
in Europe and Germany and all and on business that I'm just tired. But then again, she earns these trips and she lets me I get the privilege. She does the hard work. I have the privilege of hauling her luggage, her Shackley luggage that's got all her vitamins in it, and mine are rags. So
Oh, that's
she
great.
does all the hard work, and I get the glory.
There you go. Teamwork makes the dream work.
Sounds like you boys have the same plan. You have us
Yeah,
girls doing
absolutely.
that.
That's
So you've been
right.
on a number of different trips. How excited are you about the next trip to the Dominican Republic? Is that going to be amazing?
Well,
Another
I used
paradise
to fly
resort.
down to Dominican Republic a lot out of Miami on the A300, the Airbus,
Okay.
and so the hotels we stayed at was nowhere near, I'm sure, the hotel that we're going to get on this next trip. So we're really looking forward to that.
Well, I'm with you, Roy, for sure on like when are we going to do another cruise? Because these
Yeah.
resorts are great, but it would be fun to get back out on the high seas and do that
Yes,
for
it
like
would.
another
Yeah,
70
I'm looking
Yeah.
days or
forward to
something.
that too,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah. Well, so I appreciate you, Roy. Thank you so much for sharing your passion, and I'm
Yes,
so
sir.
glad that you guys are partnered up as such a wonderful couple. We love you guys, and we thank you so much for coming on.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely. All right. Well, so as we wrap up, as Dr. Shackley has always said, the best way to predict the future is to create it. And I'll tell you something, you guys are creating an incredible future, not only for yourselves, but all those people in your organization, all those
Yep.
customers and members that are benefiting from these incredible products.
Yep. And Debbie, you are such an inspiration to so many, especially the ladies that you are leading and teaching how to have fun and make a difference. So thank you again for joining us. You're my Shackley sister. And as a takeaway, what do you want people to think about?
Okay, first of all, I want them to think about wipe the slate clean. Let's do this. We have 71 more days before December 31st. Then we're going into January, so much can happen. It's a critical time because however, like Marty was saying, however you close out in 2024 will determine your January 2025 year. So start over, get rid of any negative thinking and move forward, get some new people going, get that momentum. And I'd like to end with one of my favorite quotes here because the reason our team won Team Up, it wasn't for the watch and it wasn't for that trip, the summit, which they were fabulous.
Right.
It was to have a platform for women, but I love men too, of course, but women 50 and older, that age is just a number.
Amen,
Keep
sister.
going. Um, just to keep achieving your goals and just never give up.
It's never too late.
Bravo. Great
Right.
job, Debbie. We're going to wrap this up. Then we have some info for the people who are on the call with us tonight.
Awesome.
But let's wrap up the recording. Again, we love you, Debbie and Roy. Thank you for
Well,
coming.
we love you, Mark.